Hi everyone, welcome to the latest in our LinkedIn Live Leadership Conversations. I'm Barry Winkles, CSO of CPL and Head of the Future of Work Institute. I'm delighted today to be joined by Maeve Hornibrook, Country Human Resources Manager with Cadence Design Systems. Hi Maeve.
Hi Barry, how are you?
Now before we get into the interview guys, I would like to highlight you can ask some questions of Maeve via the chat stream on our LinkedIn Live, which we will get to at the end of the interview. So Maeve, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too, Barry. Thank you for having me on.
We got here. For those of you who didn't make the last one, we had some tech gremlins that we managed to sort out, Maeve. So it's really nice to have you here. Maeve, I'd love to kind of start by asking a question I ask of all HR people, is why did you join Cadence? You know, and I'm always interested in when I talk to HR people about this, because I always get a really interesting answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Barry, for me, I suppose when I was going through the recruitment process early last year, a number of things stood out for me with regards to Cadence. I suppose what Cadence is about and the difference its products makes, how it has grown year on year. So over the last 5 consecutive years, the global headcount for Cadence has grown by 32%. So for me, that was such a positive. But also another piece was the high tenure and the years of service that many Cadence employees have to date. And I saw that as I was going through the interview process and meeting with several interviewers. Our average tenure is 7 years. So to me, that tells a lot. That tells me that not only can Cadence attract key talent, it can also retain its talent. And then, of course, it is the exciting opportunity of the R&D Centre of Excellence here in Cadence Cork. But another thing that I'd really like to call out that caught my attention, and that was the one Cadence, one team. And for me, I was really intrigued to know, how does Cadence achieve such a bold statement, if you like? And 12 months in, or a little over 12 months in, I can honestly say that I've not been disappointed. Barry, every day Cadence and its employees lives their values, the values of innovation, agility, quality, integrity. Our high performance culture is bedded throughout our employee life cycle when we look at talent acquisition, career development, performance management, talent management. And then the fact that Cadence is so committed to its culture, building teamwork and trust, focusing in building customer relationships with humility and integrity at the forefront all the time.
Right. Thanks for that, Maeve. For those listeners or watchers, shall we say, out there, can you tell us a little bit about Cadence? The kind of stuff that it does, as I call it in layman's language, because I know I spoke to your colleague Steve, and he obviously very much an expert in his field. So can you just tell us a bit about the company itself? What it does and how it does it?
Yeah, of course. So I suppose Cadence is a global organization with over 9,000 employees across 23 different geographies. Cadence is a leader in computational software for intelligent system design. Our technology is critical to creating a better, more connected world. We provide the software, hardware, and intellectual property to design advanced semiconductor chips that ensure our customers are able to create revolutionary products and experiences.
Great, thanks. I mean, I just kind of fascinated, obviously that kind of work, right? You mentioned earlier on, it really needs a level of collaboration, of innovation, of trust. Can you, I know you mentioned a little bit earlier on, can you talk to us a little bit more about the values and, because I know you mentioned this kind of one Cadence, one team.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about those values and the other values, and I suppose how they really, work on a day-to-day perspective?
Yeah.
Just from your own side.
Of course. So I suppose the one Cadence, one team is while all our values are key, I suppose maybe I'd like to take the opportunity maybe to focus in on the one Cadence, one key team piece. So globally, this is what Cadence lives by in order to build a great place to work culture. And if I was to bring it to Cork, and what are we going to be doing here in Cork to ensure that? So to ensure that one Cadence, one team, and that collaboration. So we have formed our site leadership team here in Cork, and we formed that team early this year, and there's 9 leaders that sit on the Cork site leadership team, and each of those leaders represent a business unit and a support function that's based within Cadence Cork. And as a leadership group, one of the things that we really wanted to work on very quickly, I suppose, and to get in place was our Cork site charter. And in order to create that Cork site charter, we really had to define out our vision and our mission. And I think our mission really, it has been a great way and support for us in creating our charter. And our mission is very clear. Cadence Cork is going to be, or is, a world-class engineering operation that's welcoming, vibrant and inclusive. It's going to be a place that is recognised for its community orientation and one team spirit, as it is for its impactful innovation and high performance culture. So getting that in place and realising that then really helped us to design our charter. And our charter is very important because within that charter, there's a lot of initiatives that we're going to be focusing in on and working on, both as an employee, as within the four walls of Cadence Cork. We're all going to be working on those. And the initiatives fall under three key pillars. So we've got site engagement and communication, technical expertise and community, both internally and externally. And those initiatives, what they're going to do is they're going to ensure that we work together as a team, that we build our brand, we build our reputation in Cork, throughout the island of Ireland and beyond, that we collaborate, we ensure teamwork, and that we also, I suppose, it's what it's going to allow us is to really be that great place to work, to be that one Cadence, one team, and that's going to be a really exciting charter that we're going to be rolling out very soon to our Cadence employees, and we'll continue to work towards as within the Cadence Cork facility.
That's fantastic. I'm interested. You mentioned great place to work, and you guys have won fortune. Can you give us a deeper sense, I suppose, just from a Cork perspective, but also from a broader Cadence perspective? Some of those initiatives, specifically, and particularly ones, Maeve, that I know we've spoke a lot over the last few weeks. Particularly the ones that you personally are passionate about. So can you give us a sense of some of those initiatives and how they're kind of, how they're impacting employees? And
Of course, Barry. I think this is a great opportunity to actually, talk to some key awards that Cadence has achieved over the last while. So we've 23 best workplace recognitions across 14 countries, and we also sit on the Fortune 100 best company to work for, and have done so for the last 6 consecutive years. I'm very proud to say that Cadence Ireland achieved the 6th ranking for Great Place to Work here in Ireland under small company category. So that was a great achievement for us this year. We've been ranked on the Investors Business Daily list of the top 50 ESG companies. We're named one of the best places to work from an LGBTQ equality by the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. We've achieved global pay parity based on gender. Also, as a result of our response to COVID, Cadence has been recognised as one of the people's companies that care and support employees during this pandemic. And something that's close to my heart as well is the diversity and inclusion. And
I was waiting for that, Maeve. Waiting for that.
So I said I'd bring that in towards the end of this. But I'm very passionate about that. Cadence is very passionate about that. And again, another reason why I'm excited to be working for such an organisation like Cadence. So Cadence has launched a number of inclusion groups and workshops to support women employees and LGBTQ, for example, just a couple to call out there. And for Cadence Cork, we are absolutely going to be playing our part. Diversity and inclusion has always been a focus for Cadence. It continues to be a key focus for Cadence. But here in Cork, as part of our Cork site charter that I would have mentioned already, we have a number of initiatives included in that's going to support diversity inclusion in things like, getting involved in STEM involvement. I wish getting on their attendance for hopefully this year and moving forward. So, and that's all about, I suppose, help educating and attracting an early career pipeline of diverse talent. And these are the type of initiatives that we're going to be working on to ensure that, and then to ensure, and that's just a small piece of, of what we're going to be doing from a diversity and inclusion perspective.
I suppose one thing I was really interested in myself, coming from the background that I come from in innovation, is some of that broader community interaction. So some of the work you guys are linking in with universities and colleges. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe what that might look like in Ireland? Because I think it's a really interesting one.
No, it is for sure. And this was something that we worked on very, very early in the startup last year. Steve Hollins and myself have spent quite a bit of time building out our university engagement program for Cadence Cork. So we have identified 4 pillars within that program. Generating a talent pipeline. So that's really all about interns and graduates and having programs to support both of those. And we were very lucky this year in Cadence Cork that we achieved headcount approval to hiring interns and graduates. So it's been a great starting point for us, and it allowed us then obviously to connect in with some key universities across the island of Ireland. So our second pillar then is about building the university relationships and our brand, and that really is about getting on the course agenda, getting in as guest speakers into the relevant university programs that would be connected very much to Cadence and the type of talent that we're looking for. And we're going to have our employees, our experienced and new employees to take part in those type of events. Getting a campus presence, really. That's what Cadence is working on doing at the moment. Another area or another pillar, I suppose, is activate research partnerships. And again, this is something that Steve Hollins is working very closely on, and working with a number of institutes in Cork. We're working closely with the Tyndall Institute. And then finally, it's about leveraging funding support models to nurture these relationships, and that's be it through IDA, R&D, tax grants. So we put a lot of work into our university engagement program, and we continue to do that and continue to build it out. And that's going to be a key success for us here in Cadence Cork as well, or key to our success, I suppose, here in Cadence Cork.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant. It's great to see organisations like yourself kind of really supporting that whole kind of STEM development, because I think it's so important to not just Ireland's future, but Europe and the world indeed in terms of innovation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Progress, right? Maeve, really, let's cut to the chase, right? Really interesting time in Cadence Cork, right? Lots happening. It's growing. It's an exciting place to work. I know I've spoken to a number of the guys in Cadence. Talk to us a little bit around that journey. You've got your charter, everybody's motivated. Talk to me about, what the next year or 2 years look like for this amazing centre. Everybody's interested in what you guys are hatching there,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it is very exciting. And, we're in phase 1 of this startup, really, of our R&D Centre of Excellence here in Cork. So we have a forecast headcount of 122 employees out to the end of the year. And to date, we have 80 contract of employment signed against that number of 122. And those individuals are made up of existing employees that we are relocating from some of our Cadence offices in India, Moscow and the US. So that's really important, Barry, that we're getting that key expertise in at the very beginning of the startup to help us succeed in this project, or help us to succeed in Cadence Cork. So, and then obviously then we're hiring new hires into the organisation as well. And it's a mixture, I suppose, of technology development, operations support, customer service, and then a number of support functions as well will be based out of Cadence Cork. So we have obtained the lease on 2 floors of in Penrose Dock. So Penrose Dock have 2 buildings, Penrose 1 and Penrose 2. Cadence have taken the 3rd and 4th floor of Penrose 1. So we have amazing views of the River Lee. Both floors have been fitted out to the highest of quality. So our facilities team and the project team in Penrose Dock have worked tirelessly to make that happen for us. So we're very excited about that. Both floors would seat about 146 employees. Obviously, we want to continue to establish and to develop our new technology fields in Cadence Cork. We want to get the key products into Cadence Cork. We want to get new projects over to Cadence Cork. So we're constantly out there working on that as well. I mentioned we've commenced our academic connections with many universities across the island of Ireland, and we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to build on that. That's a real focus area. I spoke about our Cork site leadership team that we have in place, 9 team members sitting on that support. So that, I suppose that means that every business unit and support function has a seat on that table. We're a highly diversified international group. When I look at the number, the 80 within that group to date, we are highly diversified. We're international. We're a group that's a strong collaboration, communication, teamwork, community, all of these important things that, makes Cadence Cork a great place to work. And then I suppose, what do we look for in our people? That's what we look for. We're looking for people that are strong in collaboration, strong in communication, and obviously have that technical expertise.
Right.
Yeah.
Maeve, so guys, I'm going to ask if there's any questions. You're getting lots of compliments, Maeve, and I was trying to understand, were you getting more compliments than Stephen? Because I know you've got a little bit of but Stephen is Maeve's colleague in Cadence. I was just trying to get an initial take. I think you might be neck and neck at the moment. Is that okay for me to say that?
That's okay.
Sorry, Maeve, you're going to have to do that one. I think this one seems to be very much specifically around roles, Maeve, so you might be able to answer this, or if not, maybe you can point people in the direction. Can you talk a little bit more about the quality team, and probably what they're talking about there is maybe some of those vacancies in that quality kind of sphere, if I'm trying to paraphrase that, probably very badly. So sorry, Sinead, but hopefully I'm doing that okay, doing it justice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking probably it's more of the roles that we're hiring in for at the moment. Yeah. So I suppose there's a mixture of, there are obviously the high-end technical type roles. So we're looking for people that are mid to kind of senior level in their career, and some junior roles. So it's around more software engineers, which would be focused kind of in the more of the R&D space. And then we have we also are looking for application engineers more in the design side of things, and also within the customer services side. So there's a range of roles within those kind of disciplines, if you like, or within those areas, some junior, but mostly mid to senior level type roles. So our roles are up on our career page, so please feel free to check that out. And so it's the Cadence career page. You'll see all of our Cork roles based on that page.
Thanks, Maeve. I'll take a slightly different question to the ones on the screen, because I'm mindful, Maeve, I don't want to ask you too many questions about roles. This is a good one. GPW survey, Cadence career opportunities comes across a key aspect of why people join and stay in Cadence. Can you briefly describe how people can develop their careers in Cadence Cork, either technically or in management? There's a nice meaty question.
A nice meaty question, yeah. And I tried to kind of summarize that. So thank you, Rob, for that question. So yeah, there's so I suppose talent development is absolutely forefront of Cadence when it comes to the employees within Cadence. And so we would have a lot of programs, a lot of internal programs that our employees can partake in. We also have a global educational assistance program which a number of our employees are involved in as well. And it's all about, making sure that we have the opportunities for employees to be mentored, to be coached, to get, maybe kind of cross-functional experience as well. And that's what we talk to our candidates who are coming through, the recruitment process with us. There's so much opportunity to be able to, gain experience in the area that they're initially interested in, but potentially to be able to move into other areas of the business as well, and to be able to develop that way. And performance, while you work hard in Cadence, what industry do you not work hard in? But it's very rewarding, and it's very there are great opportunities, and it's a very open, safe environment to work within and to develop within as well. So but as I always say, we all own our own development, so we have a responsibility of ourselves to make sure that we achieve in that side as well. But there is definitely a lot of opportunities, and in my almost 13 months with Cadence, I've really seen that, and I've seen people develop and move really successfully within their roles and career in Cadence. It's very encouraging.
So believe it or not, Maeve, we're at the end of the interview.
Oh my goodness!
So it doesn't time fly when you're having a good old chat.
Yes, absolutely.
Stuff that you love, isn't that what this is all about?
Absolutely, that's what makes it easy.
Maeve, I don't know. Do you want to call out? I was thinking there. I know we were speaking before the interview. Do you want to call out any particular places that some of the viewers on this interview can go to find out more about Cadence, or is there anything particularly you want to call out before we kind of finish up?
No, that's really good. Thanks, Barry. So definitely the Cadence career, or the Cadence website, is very informative. It gives an awful lot of information about the company and what the company has to offer. I know for me, it was my research tool when I was going through my preparing for the recruitment process that I went through early last year. Also, as I mentioned just a moment ago, our roles are on our career webpage, and we're also working very closely with CPL. CPL are supporting us as we ramp up in our R&D Centre of Excellence here in Cadence Cork. So absolutely feel free to reach out there. I'm on LinkedIn. You can contact me at any stage should you wish to do so as well. And so I think there are some key call out areas.
And I should also say, look, it's a real pleasure, on behalf of CPL working with you guys. I know we have a very nice kind of deep collaboration going ourselves.
Yeah.
So listen, Maeve, I just want to say thank you very much. Very enlightening. Love some of the things you guys are doing. Really great company to work for. I know from interacting with you guys over the last period of time. So with that, Maeve, we'll call it a day. And guys, thanks very much for all tuning in. And thank you very much indeed, Maeve.
Thank you, Barry. My pleasure. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye. Bye.